Hey everyone, it's Amy and welcome back to my channel. I put eyeliner on today. I don't know who I think I am. I don't know where I think I'm going, because COVID, but I feel glam. I feel just so ready for a day of sitting at home alone watching daytime TV. Moving on, I have decided to set myself another challenge. You guys know that I like to set these challenges every now and then for myself for my own personal betterment and for you guys to sit at home and laugh at me as I try and fail to do that. This is the ultimate challenge, probably of my life. I'm really not looking forward to it and I think I might actually die. I have decided to do the Couch to 5K challenge, and if you don't know what that is, basically there's a bunch of different versions of this floating around on the internet, different apps, different blogs, but the whole idea, the whole premise is that in a set amount of weeks you will go from not being able to run to being able to run a 5K. I can't run. And I've met people in my life who are like, oh yeah, me neither, I hate running, I'm terrible at it. But they actually can run. Like if they were in like a Halloween / Friday the 13th type situation and someone was coming at them with a machete, they would stand a chance. I would not stand a chance. Every time I've tried to run in the past, I'm like, I'm doing it, kind of, but in my head it's like screaming like, what are you doing? Stop running, you can't run, you're gonna fall, you're gonna die. Like very dramatic vibes. Anyway, now that I have set the stage for how bad of a runner I am, I'm going to do the Couch to 5K challenge because I hate myself. So I've downloaded the Couch to 5K app and I've actually had it on my phone for a while. I've attempted this challenge on probably 8 different occasions and I've never gotten past, I think it's run number 3, but this time I'm doing it. You guys are gonna hold me accountable. Also my dad is gonna hold me accountable because he's gonna be doing it with me. He is 63, I think, but he used to run marathons. He used to be a runner. Clearly I did not inherit those traits, but at least I have someone there to like drag me out in the evenings and make me go and like encourage me. Okay, y'all, I have no idea how this is gonna go, and to say I'm scared does not even cover it. The worst that can happen is that I actually die, which would be a pretty bad outcome. We're gonna move forward, we're gonna run, we're gonna do it. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is it. Today is the first day of the rest of my life, or potentially the last day of my life if running literally kills me. I'm alive. So the first run on the Couch to 5K app is 5-minute warm-up, walk, and then 1 minute running, 1.5 minutes walking. You do that 6 times and then you have a 5-minute cool down. So the first run, fine. I thought, hey, I can do this all day long. Second run, fine. Not as fine, but still okay. Third run, all right. And then 4th, 5th, and 6th, my lungs were not feeling it. But I did it. I mean, it was more of a hobble towards the end, but I did do it. I did complete the workout. It makes me really nervous that day 1 was that challenging because it's just gonna keep getting harder and harder. So today I did 4 1.5 minute runs and 2 1-minute runs, and I am just so thrilled with myself that I now feel completely comfortable doing a 1.5 minute run. And to anyone out there who can run and is a runner, I'm fully aware of how ridiculous that must sound, because 1.5 minutes, I mean, it's not a marathon, but for me it's a big deal. Next run, which is going to be in 2 days time, is going to mark the point where I've always given up when I've done this program in the past. So if I can do that, when I do that, I'm going to feel so proud of myself. So week 3, run 3 is done and I'm feeling really good about it. I never thought I would say that about running, and especially because today I ran for 3 minutes. and it was fine. This evening I did the week 4 day 1 run, which stepped it way up to a 4-minute run, and it was very challenging. We've also had some really uncharacteristically warm weather for September. It's really hot outside, so that made running a little bit more challenging, and it also meant that the beach was packed full of people, and I'm running and I'm trying to just remember my breathing, don't fall over, and then I've also got the added obstacles of like children running in front of me, like people walking their dogs, and I'm like, am I gonna get tangled up in the lead? Am I gonna step on the dog? So it was hard. It was hard. I just gotta keep on surviving. That's all I gotta do. Okay, we are officially at the midpoint of my couch to a 5K challenge, and I thought this would be a really good time to sit down and sum up some of my main feelings about the program so far. The first thing I think is really excellent about this particular app, and I guess probably other couch to 5K programs like this one, is that the running increases in very small increments. So you start off running for 1 minute, then you go up to 1.5 minutes, then 2, and it's these small steps that seem achievable. Also, some of the runs get repeated, so the first time feels kind of challenging, but when you go back and do it the second time, it feels so much easier, and that from a mental standpoint just makes you feel so accomplished and gives you the motivation to carry on and feel like, yes, I got this. The next really big thing that I noticed doing this program within the first 2 weeks was that my heart rate started to come down. And by the end of the second week, my average heart rate was down by 19 beats a minute, which is a lot. That's a lot. That brings me on to my next point, which is that I just feel overall a lot fitter, and I can feel that my cardiovascular system has improved. Now we're moving into the second half of the program, and I'm optimistic. I'm also scared because it's taken the first 4 weeks to get me to pretty much run from 1 minute to 5, and the next 4 weeks is going to be getting me to run from 5 minutes to a full 5K. That's going to be bigger increments, longer running times, and yeah. Who is this athlete you see before you? Today's run was a big jump. It jumped up from the longest run time being 6 minutes to 8 minutes. So it was a 2-minute difference, which is the biggest jump that we've had so far, and I was nervous, but it was fine. Guys, it was comfortable. I am now running comfortably for 8 minutes. Who am I and how did this happen to me? Okay friends, I am about to go on my first run in 2.5 weeks. So the last run I went on was horrible. For the last few minutes of the final run, I honestly felt like I was going to pass out, but I didn't stop and I completed the run because I thought it was just another mental block. But then later that evening, I started to feel really, really unwell, and turns out I had COVID-19. Mystery solved. I'm excited to get back into running. I've missed it, which I never thought I would say, but I'm also really nervous because 2.5 weeks without any real exercise and being sick, am I gonna be able to jump back in, or are my legs gonna fall off? I don't know. I ended up having to stop 3 times, which was really frustrating, but also I have to remind myself that I did, just have COVID. So my lungs are not at their best. And I just have to be proud that at least I went out, I ran, I did my best, I'm getting back on track, and I can just build from here. And then, hopefully by the end of the week, I'll be back into the swing of things, and then we can push forward towards the 5K. This is not the weather that I need. So it's really dark and cold and wintry and blustery and wet and horrible outside, but I still went for a run, and not only did I go for a run, I went for my best run ever. Week 6, day 1, 2 10-minute runs. Who am I? That's the furthest I've ever run in my entire life. going for a run. Please don't rain. So I am about to get ready for bed right now, hence the wet hair and the rabbit dressing gown. But I wanted to check in with you guys and talk to you about my run today because it was the best run ever. And honestly, I had been dreading this run since my last run because it was a 15-minute run, which was a big step up from the last run, which was 10 minutes. I was freaking out about it. And then this miracle happened where I ran the whole 15 minutes and it was the easiest run I've ever done. And not only that, but I actually ran the fastest I've ever run. So I ran the furthest I've ever ran and the fastest. And it was easy for me. I just got back from another run. It was week 8, day 1. The finish line is so close. But the first half of this challenge, like the first 4 weeks, went by so smoothly, getting in 3 runs a week, like really making progress. And then I got COVID and that set us back. And the last half of this challenge, we've come against so many obstacles. I was sick, my dad hurt his back, he couldn't run. We are having the wildest weather because now we're in winter. We should have finished this weeks ago, but it keeps getting pushed back just due to various things. There are 2 runs left on the Couch to 5K app, and honestly, it doesn't look like it's gonna be a 5K at the end. Today, we ran 28 minutes, and it was only 3.25K. That's kind of disappointing because it would be really great to run the final run and make it a 5K, but I'm not that fast of a runner. But I need to remember that I started off not being a runner at all.
Oh, I just did it. I just ran 5K.
I did it. I ran 5K yesterday. I ran 5K without stopping. I ran it. I ran the whole way of the 5K. So yesterday was the last run on the Couch to 5K app, and it was meant to be a 35-minute run. Now, I knew that there was no way I was going to be able to run 5K in 35 minutes, but I thought, okay, we'll run the 35 minutes, see how far I get, and then next time we run, we'll run for a little bit longer and longer until eventually I get to 5K. But I got to 35 minutes and I didn't stop. It was hard. I had a real mental block yesterday. I think because I knew it was the last run and like all my demons came to the surface and I had so many voices in my head, not in a crazy way, but maybe kind of in a crazy way. But I had all these voices in my head saying, you can't do this, stop. And when I got to the 35 minutes, I was ready to just be done with the whole experience because it was hard mentally, but physically, I knew I was fine. And so I just kept running until I hit 5K. It ended up taking 46 minutes. I am well aware that 46 minutes is not a good time to run a 5K, but I don't care. I ran the 5K. Obviously, this challenge took a lot longer than expected because I had COVID in the middle, and then we had, like, I got sick, my dad had a bad back, like, we had a lot of issues that we weren't expecting that really held up the second part of the program and just dragged it out. There were a couple of weeks where, due to whatever circumstances, we ended up running once a week instead of 3 times a week, and during those weeks, I really struggled. My body needed the consistency in order to keep up my stamina, and as soon as I started letting it go a week between runs, it was hard. So that's one piece of advice I would give you if you want to embark on this challenge, which, by the way, I highly recommend that you do. Just make sure you are consistent with it, because once you start to, you know, do it a little bit less frequently, it becomes harder, and then you want to do it less, and then you do it less, and it becomes even harder, and then, you know, self-perpetuating spiral of doom and shame. But if you are thinking of doing this and you feel like maybe it's too big of a task, you feel like you're really out of shape, you don't think that you'll be able to do it, you can do it. I did it. Me, the world's worst runner. I feel good, guys. I feel like I've achieved something that I didn't think was possible, and I know that my body is reaping the benefits. My heart rate has gone down. I feel so much more in shape and fitter, and I'm gonna keep running. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, then please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you soon.